As far as we are concerned, Inec is a party in the case. And Inec was sued as a defendant by a member of ADC. That is number one. Then secondly, you see, the court is very clear that parties, including David Mark himself, should refrain from doing anything that will foist a situation of fait accompli on the court. So if they are going ahead with their Congress, with their convention, it is left for them to look at it, whether it is in contravention of the court of... INEC did not just take a decision. We didn't just wake up one day and took this decision. There was something led to it. There was another of court. Don't do anything. Don't take any step that will render any proceeding before the court nugatory. And also that will force on the court of appeal on the trial court, a situation of helplessness, of fait accompli. So if already they're asking that don't do any Congress, don't do any convention, it's a relief that is being claimed. And especially they file a motion for that purpose. That motion has not been determined. So if they decide, let me tell you what happened in Zamfara. It happened in the past. We don't want to conduct an election without this early warning. And at the end of the day, after you have won, the court again will come and declare the election invalid. And the implication is that the person with the second highest number of votes will be declared the winner.
The INEC chairman just revealed their ultimate goal. Tinubu's goal has always been to be the sole candidate. Remember when Akpabio hinted at this some time ago? Many people have also said it, including El-Rufai, that Tinubu's ultimate goal is not even 2027, but to be the life president of Nigeria. He wants to be there for life. Just like we see in other African countries, especially Francophone countries, where we have sit-tight leaders that never lose election. They make sure they contest alone, they attack opposition parties. This is exactly what is happening now. So it's no surprise that the INEC chairman has taken a stand. He's defending the litigants against ADC, he's defending the status quo, he's defending the courts, he's defending APC. It doesn't make any sense that an umpire that is supposed to be unbiased, they are supposed to be neutral, he has taken a stand. When the court says maintain the status quo, it means the state of things before that man went to court. And what was the state of things before he went to court? David Mark already became the interim chairman of ADC. So they know what they are doing, always interpreting the law upside down in favor of the ruling party. We will see what Femi Falana SAN has to say about it in a moment. Right now, Nigerians must take this threat seriously. The reason they are rushing everything, including fixing the presidential election in January, is to take everyone by surprise. So Nigerians must take it very, very seriously, especially ADC leaders. There are two major options left for them. The court is not even one of them. One is the ADC leadership headed by David Mark should step down and hand over to the old leadership. That's talking about Okemosu, who was the chairman of ADC before they took over. If they do that, maybe INEC would recognize him because he was the former chairman before they took over. Outside that, the second option they have is to move into Labour Party en masse. All the new entrants, all of them, Labour Party is known already. They can always identify it and introduce all their supporters to it, make sure they understand the logo. Let them move into Labour Party en masse because there is no problem in Labour Party at the moment. There is nothing like leadership struggle like it was before Peter Obi was forced to leave Labour Party. And to all those who keep spreading that stale narrative that he couldn't manage the leadership crisis in Labour Party, that was why he left, what has it got to do with what is happening in ADC at the moment? We all know the people causing all the crisis in many opposition parties, the people that keep bragging that they are very popular, that they are master strategists, but they cannot subject themselves to a free and fair open contest.
What is now unfolding is a concerted effort to dismantle that last bulwark. If we allow this to happen, it could signal the end of our democracy as we know it today. If we yield to it, we would have become complicit by our inaction. We therefore hold it a duty to our democracy and to the Nigerian people to say no.
No.
No. Right now, I speak to Nigerians at home and in the diaspora. I also speak directly to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. With 90% of the National Assembly and over 30% of Nigeria's 36 governors in the APC, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, what are you afraid of? If you are convinced that you have done well for the people who voted for you, why are you afraid of a free, fair, and transparent electoral contest? If you are indeed the Democrat that you claim to be, why are you bent on destroying all opposition political parties in this country? Let me reiterate for the record, there are no competing claims on the leadership of the ADC. Nafi Bala has no locus whatsoever. Inec should have waited for the Court of Appeal to decide this matter. Instead, Inec went ahead to do the bidding of the ruling party. For let us be clear, the role of Inec over political parties is not administrative, it is not managerial, it is simply supervisory.
Going by the World Press Conference by ADC leaders yesterday, you might say that this is the first time they are using such a language, especially how David Mark spoke to Tinubu directly, but it's still not enough. They need to hit the streets. Tinubu himself hit the streets when he was in opposition. ADC leaders must mobilize their followers everywhere they are. The Obedient Movement already fixed a date for their own protest. The Articulates, Kwankwasias, and all the others must fix a date and mobilize their members across the country. The opposition must shut down this country to send a message. They can't just be keeping idle and watching and hoping for the best. No, they have to work for it. They have to mobilize Nigerians now. With what is happening in this country at the moment, imagine what will happen when these people force themselves to power after 2027. It will be worse than hell. So it is better now that the handwriting is on the wall. No one will say that they don't know what these people are planning. Nigerians better start early to fight for it. Ultimately, whether they join Labour Party or any other party, the ultimate solution to all this is to shut down this country and make demands. And they will be forced to yield to Nigerian people's demands because power lies in the hands of Nigerians.
The law has said, thou shalt not interfere. But I see that is not enough. The Independent National Electoral Commission, headed by a senior advocate of Nigeria, issued a statement yesterday that based on the intervention of the court, ABC, we shall no longer recognize you. And you know when a political party is not recognized, its members cannot contest election. I say that Inec is wrong because the order granted by the court is grant an injunction. Status quo ante bellum. You know they use such terms to deceive us. What that means is before the dispute, before the state of the war. So who was in charge before that fellow went to court? It was David Mark. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. But that judgment, that ruling has now been misinterpreted to favor the ruling party. You know when Nigerians say, the Tinubu government, APC is trying to turn Nigeria into a one party. No! Our courts and senior lawyers are to blame. And I go to another political party that you don't know about. A party was destroying, a man was destroying the political party, campaigning for the candidate of another party, asking members of his own party to step down for the candidates of the ruling party. His party now said these activities are anti-party. The federal court said, thou shalt not suspend or expel him. He shall remain a member of that party. and continue to destroy the party. The same man has said, our party has no candidate, presidential candidate. Do you understand? We are making this analysis not because APC, PDP, APC are better, they are best of the same feather. But you know, the Nigerian people must be allowed to choose among the oppressors who will govern them. What Nigeria is doing is a replica of what is going on in African countries. An election has just taken place in the presidential. Many of the potential presidential candidates are either in jail house or in the Senate. Do you know what I mean? Opposition members, candidates have been killed. All those who are lucky to be alive are in jail house. In a place like Tanzania,
Uganda,
the most popular candidate was charged with treason. So when the election was going on, he was battling for his freedom.